Well, well, well. Guess who's back? And you know what? I want to talk about the team that I have been playing while I have been out and about, playing exclusively on my phone. Because this team is actually relatively easy to play on your phone. Hello everyone, welcome back. Alright, we're going to be looking at a Mavuika team because that's actually been the team that I've been pretty much exclusively playing because it has been so easy to play this team specifically on my phone. We're here with Mavuika and the Mountain King, that's his name. Oh my god, okay. Gotta get back into the groove of things. So, let's get into it. We have Xilonen, Sucrose, and Furina. The rotation that I have been playing has been something like this. Funneling the five pyro particles from Mavuika because for some inexplicable reason she is compelled to do 5 pyro particles. And then, you know, look at all the damage that we are doing with Mavuika. Now, what we have seen there is actually a little bit different to my experience with this team while I was out on my break in Japan. And the reason why is because, well, 2 nights ago, as of recording, I went ahead and got Sunny Morning Sleep In, which is, of course, Yume Mizuki's signature weapon. The reason why I got that weapon is, of course, because it's basically the Oops All EM weapon of all time. And so when you have a weapon that is basically Oops All EM, it is, in my opinion, the perfect weapon for someone like Sucrose. So, at least in my personal experience, I am seeing, I think, around about a 10% increase in at least the ult hit damage coming from Mavuika using Sunny Morning Sleep In, as opposed to using the weapon that I was previously using on Sucrose, being, of course, Sacrificial Fragments, being, I guess, the normal go-to weapon for Sucrose. So yeah, is it necessarily worth to go and get Sunny Morning Sleep In? Not really, but I kind of wanted to get it anyway because I was really curious about that weapon, and no regrets. Now, of course, with the rotation that I demonstrated, which is still the rotation that I'm just going for anyway, you may be thinking, hold up, there's a few things that are missing when you do a rotation like that. Because we are playing Mavuika and Furina, if you go Mavuika into Furina, it becomes very difficult, if not damn near impossible, to actually have a pyro aura of some description so that both Xilonen and Sucrose can react to it. This is where you kind of just have to take some L's and, I guess, move on with your life and not worry too much about it. Because, yeah, I'm definitely not getting a scroll buff on Mavuika, and I'm definitely not getting a VV buff from Sucrose for Mavuika in terms of the pyro damage. Both of those buffs are pretty much going for Furina's damage, so Furina is definitely doing quite a fair bit more damage in a team like this. Instead, well, first off, I have Peak Patrol Song, which I am using on Xilonen. This is one of those few reasons where I actually kind of really highly recommend getting Peak Patrol Song, so when the Xilonen rerun inevitably comes out, I will be putting a bit more emphasis on Peak Patrol Song. But that weapon means that I'm still getting a damage percent buff from Xilonen for Mavuika. And then when it comes to Sucrose and her relationship with Mavuika in a team like this, well, actually, the big thing is very simply that I just want her EM share. That's really the main thing that I am focusing on for Xilonen, or for Mavuika's damage with the use of Sucrose. And that's why Sunny Morning Sleep In, being able to provide me with way more EM on Sucrose, ends up being a really solid choice. And I'm mainly referring to, I believe it's the A4 passive that comes from Sucrose, whereby when you use your skill or your ult and it happens to hit an opponent, then all of a sudden you actually give the entire team an EM bonus equal to 20% of Sucrose's EM. And I believe it takes into account the EM after it has been buffed by Sunny Morning Sleep In. In fact, that's not something that I have confirmed, so I will double check that, and the text below should, of course, confirm that. But yeah, that's kind of where I am using Xilonen and Sucrose, at least to buff Mavuika. And then, like I mentioned, Furina is getting all of the buffs. So that's pretty much how that is. Of course, during the second rotation, there is actually a way of vaping away Furina's Hydro app with Mavuika's Charge Attack Spin, and then doing a very quick activation of her skill, which can actually result in an underlying Pyro Aura. With that, it is in fact possible to then do a scroll buff with Xilonen. So generally speaking, with my second rotations, I tend to actually go like Charge Attack into Spin, into Xilonen skill specifically, into Furina's skill and ult if her energy happens to be there. If her energy doesn't end up being there, then I will then do like the Xilonen ult and then just heal the entire team, well, at least everyone except Furina, because this is a team where I kind of don't need to heal Furina and still get maximum fanfare generation. So yeah, that ends up working out pretty nicely. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments below. Maybe, this is a team where Sitlali would be mildly better? Maybe? But depending on the build that you have, I think the EM share coming from Sucrose would end up being really good. And speaking of the build that I am running, at least on Mavuika, I am actually running an EM Sand and an Attack Cup because of how much damage percent that is coming from this team, mainly from Xilonen, specifically from Peak Patrol Xilonen, and of course Furina. I have found that an Attack Cup ends up being better than a Pyro Cup. So that's something to consider if you want to build a team like this. Otherwise, hope you guys enjoyed. If you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe for more Genshin Impact action, and until next time, I will see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Animal hypostasis emulate plastic surge!
A prelude to Natlan's future!